Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our TV show. I'm Marc Gauthier, a specialist in cultural diversity worldwide. This emission consists once a week of taking an interest on the culture of a country. Today, we will focus on Germany, a world leader known for its values, such as punctuality. Before serving our guests, I would like to give you a brief summary about this country. I would like to put my focus on Germany's history. The real history of Germany began in 1870 with the unification of the German territories under the Prussia Kingdom. After the defeat at First World War in 1980, a harsh Treaty of Versailles is imposed on Germany by the Allies. This will let Adolf Hitler take the control of Germany. After the annexion of Austria and the invasion of Poland in 1939, Allies declared war on Germany. It is the Second World War. Germans will finally surrender on May 8, 1945. After this war, the country was divided into the Federal Republic of Germany in the West, Democratic, and the German Democratic Republic in the East, Communist. Finally, the two Germanys reunited in 1990 after the fall of Berlin Wall 1 year before. Since the reunification until today, Germany has not changed its territorial boundaries or its political system. Let me talk about religion. Religion plays an important role in German society. Christian churches are in the majority. Stores are closed on Sundays and religious holidays are observed. Today, northern and eastern Germany are predominantly Protestant. Catholic majorities are found in the south in Bavaria. 31.4% of the population is Catholic, but Lutheranism remains the primary religion. Islam is also practiced by the Turkish community, mainly concentrated in Berlin and the industrial Ruhr area. I would like to give you some fun facts about Germany's political system. A population of 80 million is divided into 16 Landers. A Landers is a kind of canton. The parliament is consisted of two chambers, the Bundestag and the Bundesrat, which together exercise legislative and constitutional powers. The Chancellor is the center of executive power and heads the government. He is chosen by the majority party after Bundestag elections, sometimes after a coalition has been formed, like Angela Merkel. There is a president, also wearing the name of federal minister. He is mainly honorary, but is also responsible for passing laws and treaties and appointing the Chancellor.
As you said, Germany has not had a very easy history, but it has always been able to recover from its failures. We can see it today where Germany is one of the most powerful countries in the world. We will see it on 2 points. The first one is the hard power. Germany is the first economic power in Europe and the fourth in the world. In particular, it plays a major role in the financial sector with the second largest stock market in Europe and the ninth in the world. But also with large banks such as the Deutsche Bank is the fourth most influential bank in Europe and in the top 12 in the world. Or with their own financial index, the DAX 30, which includes 30 largest companies in Germany. Its companies are known internationally and are sometimes leaders on their market, such as the automotive sector with the group Volkswagen, who is the number one front of Toyota and Renault Nissan Mitsubishi. At the second point is the soft power. Germany spent its culture through many things, like the food with pretzel, beer, Black Forest, or the sport with the soccer where Germany is 4-time world championship. As we have seen, Germany has a very big place in the world because of its culture but also because of its power. Through his music with artists like Beethoven, his philosophy with Karl Marx or Kant, and his language is the second most spoken mother tongue in the world. All this is also accompanied by a very good diplomatic presence, part of G7, the UN, or the COP. Each time with a great power of decision. Germany is a country that listens and that participates in leading the world. A military power too. Germany spends about $50 billion every year. 50 billion, making it the seventh nation spending the most in the military sector.
Thank you for your clarification regarding the diversity of German culture. Germany is therefore a great world power because of its hard and soft power. They have the reputation of being efficient, punctual, organized, and have many other qualities. It then seems difficult to adapt to their culture when you come from another country, especially in the professional environment where you must be constantly productive, effective, and regular. It is therefore important to consider their value and their way of thinking. You have to adapt to their way of working and ask the right question to yourself. How should our foreign employees or companies should adapt to the German culture? And to answer this question, we have two guests on our seats, a representative of a big company, and with him, a professor of university. Welcome.
Yes, indeed, trust is very important in the world of work. In companies, there are many rules and they must be respected. You have to take it all in your stride to accomplish the task that you have been given or that you have decided to do. German is characterized by its seriousness, its professionalism, its precision, and its accuracy. But among them, punctuality is undoubtedly the most recognized value of a German in the eyes of the world. Indeed, here is frowned upon to stay at work in the evening. It proves that one is disorganized and that one is incapable of assuming one's function. Efficiency would degrade the German workforce. For example, let's take a concrete case. In companies, coffee breaks are deliberately limited, and the lunch break is short. One also avoids chatting in the company because it is work that is the most important thing. We're still in the office. So I warn you that it's not during lunch or you'll have to try to socialize with a German.
Yes, indeed, trust is very important in the world of work. In companies, there are many rules and they obviously have to be respected. It's necessary to take everything to accomplish the tasks that has been given to you or that you decided to make. German are characterized by their seriousness, professionalism, precision, and their accuracy. But among them, punctuality is undoubtedly the most recognized value for a German in the eyes of the world. Indeed, here it's frowned upon to stay at work in the evening. It proves that you are pretty much disorganized and incapable of assuming your own functions. But efficiency is also decrease also the German workforce. For example, let's take a concrete case. In companies, coffee breaks are pretty short and deliberately limited. We also avoid chatting in the company because this is the place of work. We are still in the office, so we can't chat with everyone like we want. So I warn you that it's not during a lunch that you will have to try to have some discussion.
To hear you say, the German professional community seems to me quite demanding in terms of rigor. However, is those expectations put not too much pressure on the employees' shoulders? Moreover, to have to be constantly productive and to aim for perfection, can it harm the atmosphere of the group by creating a climate of competition?
Yes, indeed. The collective takes precedence above all else in the company. Even if at school a German learns to take responsibility for his personal expression and to speak up, any form of detachment is frowned upon. You have to think collectively. However, the employee will always be listened to and will be treated equally to others. Moreover, there is even a law that prohibits relational favoritism. A manager who would do favors to his friends could be punished with a very big fine. Privileges are therefore almost non-existent, as well as corruption. Um, to answer your question, I would like to add small detail. We are not trying to create a climate of competition. Above all, we are looking for people who have empathy and who are aware of what the notion of group is.
Yes, in fact, the collective takes precedence above all else in the company. Even if at school a German learns to take responsibility for his personal expression or just to speak up, any form of detachment is frowned upon. That's why you have to think collectively. Your employee will always listen to you and treat you as equal as the others. And moreover, there is even a law that doesn't allow you to rational favoritism. So a manager who would do favors to his friends could be punished very tough with a very big fine, with a very big fine. Sorry. That's why corruption is pretty much non-existent in Germany. To answer your question, I would like to add a small detail. I don't think we are trying to create a climate of competition. I more think above all we are looking for people who have empathy and who are aware about what is notion of group.
Thank you for those clarifications. But before we finish the show, I have one last question for you. What characterizes the way of communication in Germany? Indeed, a foreigner is not necessarily aware of how to say things within a company to make himself understood. Could you clarify that for me, please?
We can also have nonverbal communication to this. As said before, you have to show your colleagues that you are a good listener and that individualism is frowned upon. Listening, negotiation, and compromise are essential steps in a group project. I can give you some examples that illustrate this idea. For example, the McDonald case. The burger leader did not simply want to impose the customs of the brand. Poor quality products imported by plain cheap prices, employee who did not listen. No, the fast food has adapted to German customs. The employees are involved and respected. The products are local, and even a German burger was created. The Das Nürnberger sausage burger and German products. A real adaptation success. But, however, the Walmart case is in this case a failure. In it, Walmart could not integrate in Germany because it did not adapt to the rules of the game. The rules are the rules in Germany. Products cannot be sold at too low a price in order to avoid unfair competition and promote competitiveness. Walmart's problem was that their selling point was precisely cheaper than average products. But because of this law, prices were therefore increased and customers no longer had to go there. In addition, Walmart also asked its employees to help customers put away their groceries as a free service. But this was more than just their cashier functions. Customers were offended because they felt they were unable to put away their groceries themselves.
We can also add nonverbal communication to this. As we said before, you have to show your colleagues that you are a good listener and that individualism is frowned upon. So, listening, negotiation, and compromise are essential steps for a group project. And I will give you some examples that illustrate this idea. So the first one will be the McDonald's case. The burger leader did not simply want to impose the brand's custom to the Germany. Poor quality products, imported by plane, cheaper price, employees who didn't listen you. No, the fast food has adapted to German custom. The employees are involved and respectful. The products are local and never a German burger has been created. This is the non-burger. The sausage burger was really successful in Germany. But at the opposite, we got the Walmart case, which was a very big failure. Indeed, Walmart could not integrate in Germany because, in addition to not adapting to the German culture, it did not adapt to the rule of the game. There is a rule in Germany that doesn't allow you to sell products at too low prices to avoid unfair competitions with the average brand. But because of this law, prices were therefore increased and customers had no objective to go to Walmart. And this is an important point from their failure.
Thank you for bringing all those informations which have been very helpful to our understanding about Germany. Germany is a powerful country with its own way of thinking. It is therefore essential to understand their culture so that we can adapt to it as quickly as possible. Thank you for listening to us. It was a TV show. See you next week. Bye.